Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Karan Kothari and you're watching the Storyteller Show. So in today's video, I'm going to review an anime called Erased. Erased is a psychological thriller anime which deals with the concept of going back in time, changing future and all that good stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's hop in. Our main character, Satoru Fujinuma, is a 29-year-old guy who works in a pizza shop and lives with his mom. He always considers himself as a failure because he doesn't have a very satisfying life according to him. He tried to be a manga writer, but he failed in that. His work was not very appreciated and he left it. So now he works in a pizza shop and his life seems very boring. But in reality, he has a superpower. So he hides it from everyone because whenever he told people about his superpower, people said you're crazy. His superpower, what it does is it takes him back in time around 5 to 10 minutes whenever a tragedy happens near him. So whenever something bad happens, whenever somebody gets killed or whenever some big crisis happens, it takes him back in time, 5 to 10 minutes max. And whenever his superpower revival takes him back in time, he has to figure out what he needs to change in order to prevent the future tragedy. If he does that, if he's successful, he saves the day. He changes the future. Everything was fine, everything was like this until something really bad happens to his mother. A big tragedy hits his mother. I won't tell you what, but something really bad happens to his mother, and Revival takes him back 18 years. For the first time in his life, his superpower Revival takes him back 18 years ago in time. So now he's an 11-year-old guy who has to figure out something and who has to change something in order to prevent that future tragedy. He has no idea how, but he has to do something, he has to change something so that in future his mom is saved. Satoru remembers that when he was an 11-year-old kid, there was a series of kidnappings and murders that happened in that time, and if he can prevent that, maybe it will change the future, maybe it would save his mom. So keeping that thing in mind, he tries to save the first victim of those kidnappings. So Satoru tries to get along with Kaio. Kaio is the first victim of those kidnappings as he remembers, and he thinks like if he can save Kaio, there's a great probability that this chain will be broken, and in future maybe that tragedy won't happen somehow. Keeping that in mind, he tries to get along with Kaio, he tries to talk to her, he tries to make her feel better, and he helps her make more friends as she was a kind of depressed girl. As the story progresses, he gets to know that a lot of bad things are happening in Kaio's life. She's depressed, she's being harassed by her mom, and like she never had any friends, so she's depressed. He helps Kaio to cope up with all those problems. He helps her get more friends, and he doesn't only save Kaio but also the other victims of that kidnapper and murderer. It's a very good murder mystery, and as he's a boy with a 29 years old guy's brain who's always been reading mangas about detectives and all, so in the end he actually saves the day. He actually solves all the problems and saves everyone, but at a very, a huge price. I won't tell you what, but he pays a huge price. What I like the most in the series Erased is it's just 12 episodes long, so even if you're a beginner, you can just binge watch it and finish it in one day. It's a very good murder mystery. Although it has only 12 episodes, it completes the story very well. There's character development, and you almost get to see everybody's story in only those 12 episodes. The story also succeeds in keeping the audience in an illusion. We always think like we are on the right path, we know who will be the criminal, but at the end it blows your mind. Now, talking about the drawback, it doesn't have all the details covered up. So I tried to read the manga too, and the manga has a lot more to offer than the series, the anime. But what can we do? It's just 12 episodes long. there are a few things you won't understand if you just watch the anime and if you don't go through the manga, because there are some philosophies, there are some ideologies which the villain presents, and they are very detailed in the manga only. If you go through the anime, you would find a conclusion of that, but you won't find what actually happened in the villain's past. That big part has been cut in the anime series. That's pretty much it for today. If you want more reviews like this, please let me know in the comments. And if you like this one, please leave a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I place a new video.